The Tortoise and the Magic Drum, a suspenseful retelling. In a village nestled between rolling green hills and a thick forest, there lived a tortoise named Ijapa. He was known for his cunning ways, always looking for an easy way to wealth and comfort. Though small and slow, his mind was as sharp as a hunter's spear, and his tongue as slippery as a river eel. One day, deep in the heart of the forest, Ijapa stumbled upon an old man, dressed in fine robes, sitting beneath a great baobab tree. In front of him was a beautiful drum, large, carved with mysterious patterns, and glowing faintly in the sunlight. The old man, who was actually the king of the sky in disguise, smiled kindly. "This is no ordinary drum, my friend," he said. "When beaten, it brings forth the finest food, enough to feed an entire village, but it must only be used wisely and shared with others." The king of the sky, seeing the kindness of a poor but honest hunter who had helped an injured bird earlier that day, handed him the magic drum. Ijapa watched with wide eyes as the hunter struck the drum. Instantly, steaming hot dishes of pounded yam, spicy stew, roasted meats, and fresh fruits appeared before them. Ijapa's mouth watered, his belly rumbled. He had to have that drum. The deception later that night, while the hunter slept, Ijapa crept into his hut and switched the magic drum with an ordinary one. Then, as silently as a shadow, he disappeared into the forest. By the time the sun rose, Ijapa was already sitting in his own home, grinning wickedly. He struck the drum once. Instantly, platters of delicious food appeared before him. Again and again, he beat the drum, stuffing himself until his belly bulged like a melon. At first, he invited others to feast with him, pretending to be generous. But soon, greed took hold. He began demanding gifts, praise, and favors in exchange for letting others eat. "Why should I feed them for free?" he muttered. "This power is mine." The villagers grew angry, whispering among themselves. "Something is not right," they said. "How did Ijapa become so powerful overnight?" But before they could act, the king of the sky had already taken notice. The king's revenge. That night, as Ijapa snored in his hut, dreaming of endless feasts, the king of the sky reached down and replaced the magic drum with another one that held a terrible secret. The next morning, Ijapa gathered the villagers, boasting of his power. "Watch and see," he said, raising his drum high. "I am the master of all food." He struck the drum, but instead of food, a mighty wind howled through the village. Dark clouds gathered in the sky, and thunder cracked like a great lion's roar. Suddenly, out of the drum leaped fierce warriors, tall, strong, their faces painted with battle markings, their spears gleaming in the sun. Ijapa's eyes widened in horror. Before he could run, the warriors grabbed him. Thwack! They struck him once. Thwack! They struck him again. He tumbled and rolled, yelping and begging for mercy. "Greed and deception bring suffering," the warriors thundered. "You stole what was not yours and kept it from others. Now you must pay the price." For days, Ijapa's cries echoed through the village as he was taught a painful lesson. When the warriors finally disappeared, leaving him bruised and humiliated, he crawled away, never daring to steal again. From that day on, the villagers never saw Ijapa boast of magic or wealth again. And as for the magic drum, it was returned to the kind hunter who used it to feed the village for many years to come. Moral of the story: greed and selfishness will always lead to downfall, while kindness and honesty bring true rewards.